All right, I would say let's get going. I'm sure there'll be more people coming in, but
That's great.
go ahead and get going.
Well,
So I'll let you take it
as
away.
we were just saying, happy Tuesday and Wednesday to everyone. Great to finally be doing this webinar. Super excited to share a lot of the information, and I think everyone will walk away with a new and detailed understanding of proofing and approvals, probably more so than they ever imagined. So looking forward to sharing that with you. Um, what we're going to do today is we'll just do some brief introductions. We'll talk about proofing, talk about PageProof, and then talk about the magic of PageProof and Monday.com together. And then obviously we'll share the various licensing and professional services offers that we will be able to provide that I'm hoping that this group will really find appealing. And then of course we'll have time for questions at the end, but certainly in the interim, pop questions in the chat and we'll either answer them on the fly, or we'll kind of save them towards the end. So in terms of who's who in the zoo over here, my name is Gidon. I'm the president of Purple Plum Consulting based here in Atlanta, and really excited to do this webinar. With me, we have Justin from our team, as well as Marcus from the PageProof team in New Zealand, speaking to us from Wednesday, as we were just joking. And we have our trusted partner from Monday.com, Jake Dagan, and I'll let them just share a few words of introduction.
Yeah. Like Yadon said, I am Justin, an account executive here on the Purple Plum team. Very excited to have this partnership with PageProof and Monday. Just really looking forward to the opportunity. And so that's a little bit about me. I'll hand it to you, Marcus.
Thank you. So I'm Marcus from PageProof. So I'm one of the founders of the company and also the CTO, which usually means I'm in a back room working with technology, but I'm also the person that they put on stage. So I've got a long history in publishing and video production, and going back to the 1990s. That's why you can see the grays. So we've brought a lot of that into the PageProof product to solve problems that people have every day with proofing. So that's me.
Awesome. Thank you all. Thank you for having me. Hi everyone, I'm Jake. I'm on the Monday.com partnerships team. I'm based out of our New York City headquarters. We're so excited to be having this webinar with one of our gold channel partners, Purple Plum, and of course with PageProof. PageProof being one of our top platforms for proofing within the Monday.com ecosystem, and Purple Plum being the primary partner focused on this partnership and the broader proofing use case in North America. Really so excited to share how this combination can streamline your marketing and creative processes.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. All right. So, and very quickly, just who's Purple Plum? There are a lot of P's in this, Purple Plum and PageProof. So I guess a bit of a mouthful, but in terms of Purple Plum, we're based in Atlanta, have folks in various cities around the US. We focus on selling Monday licenses as well as the full gamut of professional services. And we happen to focus on several key industries, including real estate, retail, restaurant, as well as some other focus areas, one of which is this creative and marketing space. And we've been fortunate to win several awards from Monday over the last few years, and really excited to grow our partnership with Monday and now with PageProof as well. And as you can see, we're, in addition to being a Monday Gold partner, we're also a PageProof Gold partner, which we're also very excited about. So that's us. So let's shift and talk a little bit about Monday and PageProof and where things fit together in terms of marketing. So what you have on the screen here is a very typical sub-process view of a marketing or marketing team with focuses on campaign management, content development, creative development, events, communications, and typical back office operations. I call this the pin the tail on the donkey slide. Pretty much anyone in the creative or marketing space can look at any of these bubbles and say, oh, we do that, we do that, we do that. And invariably, they will find that Monday.com is relevant to pretty much each of these colorful bubbles on the slide. So that's kind of a lay of the land, if you like. And way down the bottom is our proofing bubble. And that's really what we're going to double click on today and talk about proofing and ways to take the process of proofing to the next level with PageProof. And I think everyone will gain a much deeper appreciation of proofing, as I did about a year ago when we started spending time talking about proofing, and realized what a unique discipline it is, and how having the right technology is crucial to creative teams in terms of having the efficiency and the attention to detail that they need. So what is proofing? Well, for those of you that thought it was this, you're at the wrong webinar. We will not be spending any more time talking about this type of proofing, so you might want to move along. But if you came for the other type of proofing, then you're in the right webinar. And that's really what we're going to focus on today. The whole process of proofing and the various intricate features that are available, not just with traditional images, but all types of media, as well as workflows that support that. And Marcus is going to give us really a detailed understanding of what that is. So I'm going to hand over to Marcus. He'll talk a little bit about the overview of PageProof and kind of their history to this point, and then we'll kind of hand control of the webinar to him, and he'll do a detailed demonstration of their platform. Go ahead, Marcus.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So, hi. So yes, PageProof. So we have been doing online proofing for a very, very long time. So we've led the way in the product innovation. You'll see when I go in and do the demonstration, a lot of the areas that we have spent a lot of time in. But I guess that comes from the fact that, you know, the founding team right through to the people that we have in PageProof right now all come from either a design or technology or agency background. And what we've done is drawn on everyone's experience and blended it in, as it says there, into PageProof, so that we cover a wide range of different workflows, and we support a wide range of different media types, including files, including formats that don't have files, like Figma, for example, which is one of those tools which is very popular. So we support even those sorts of things on the platform. The design of PageProof is all about the simplicity of the platform, and we realize that reviewers, their full-time job is not proofing, so we had to make the design super simple so they can get in, leave their feedback, and get back to their actual full-time job, which is usually something else like product management. In terms of our technology stack and how we're set up, we're a global organization, so we've got offices in a head office in New Zealand, also in Portugal, and the whole platform's built on top of Microsoft technology and is all end-to-end encrypted. And this was a design decision because when you look at proofing, proofing is all about pre-release material. You don't generally proof something that's already out in market. So you're proofing pre-release, which means it can't leak. So this was a huge, huge part of the technology stack that we use. In terms of the customers, our customers range from small design studios through to government customers and everything in between, large corporations, and it's typically marketing teams and design teams, which are our focus point, and those work with obviously Monday.com, and those are a big part of our market. And a big part of also PageProof, the team is oriented towards customer. So we are a very pragmatic bunch of people. And we realize things when it comes to proofing. We're dealing with deadlines, we're dealing with materials that need to get out. So we are very there for you when it comes to any support. And then the last point there, integrations. So Monday.com, it's our premier integration. This is the best work we've done when it comes to integrating with another product. We haven't just, and our view on integration is this. Typically when people talk about integrations, they connect to products via some sort of technical background. What we did with Monday, they gave us the opportunity to actually blend the products together so that the users get a nice seamless experience between the two. And that is a different type of integration. And we think it's a really great piece of work, and our customers agree. And we did the same thing with Adobe, and I'll be demonstrating that in my PageProof demonstration with the Creative Cloud applications. We have, again, blended into those tools so it feels like it's all one thing. Oh, I'm getting a clap. This is good. So, this whole thing, what is PageProof used for? So you can see all of these common use cases from 1 to 12 here. Essentially all of the media that you would produce in a creative team, from the design assets, copy, etc., going through print, the whole lot. We have customers working in translations, so they're taking files that were done in English, and then they need to translate them into other languages. They go through and checking to make sure all those things are done there, and then going further down, you can see the legal and compliance PageProof is keeping a compliance record in the background so that if anyone needs to look at the compliance record of how this was signed off, we've got all that, and legal uses it a lot. And then that one there, which is collaborative projects. This is where I talk about Figma, and we're talking about interactive projects, but also collaborative projects where people are working on interfaces and different styles of design compared to the traditional print media. So it's a big, big part of it. And then, of course, down the bottom there, video production and audio production. And in fact, today, what I'm going to show you is the new video player inside of PageProof. So we will look at new video proofing that has been incredibly it's been upgraded a lot. So we'll take a look at that. And I'm also going to debut a new feature today. So it's a first in the world. So Purple Plum, we're going to show something that nobody's ever seen in the Adobe integration. This is being released next week, and this will be the first time the public have seen it. So we'll be going through that very soon. So what I'd like to do now is actually, I'm going to switch over and switch to my screen. What I'm going to do in this deep dive, just to give you a little bit of a heads up, what we're going to do here is I'm going to take you through from creating a proof, putting some markup on a proof, and then we'll go into the Adobe integration and look at these features that I'm talking about. Then we'll switch to some different media types. So I'll show you the video proofing. I'll show you also the website proofing. So we'll look at some different media types inside the product as well. So let's just jump in. I'll share my screen with you, and let's jump in and take a look at products. So up in front of you, you will see the PageProof dashboard. So the PageProof dashboard, this is the starting point of PageProof. And this is typically what you'll see when you first go there. Now, in the center of the screen, this is where you can drag and drop your files. And inside of here, also, you can drag multiple files if you want to. If you want to create a proof with a whole lot of files in it, you can do all that. Over on the left-hand side, we've got places here where you can organize your work into these folders and subfolders. So if you want to organize it into client and things, you've got all that covered, and I won't spend too much time on that, but it's just a point that people like to know. So I thought I'd bring that up. Now, I'll create a proof here. The types of proofs you can create, obviously you can grab files from your computer. You want to start doing a website proof with either a staging server or a live website, you can do that, and we'll look at an example. And then we've got this feature here, which is email proofing, which I'm not going to demo. However, this lets you do any email proofs with any email templating system on the planet. There's about 2,800 of them out there. And you essentially send a test email to PageProof. We grab it and make a proof out of it. It's a very cool feature. As long as you can send a test email, PageProof can proof it. And then, of course, these storage providers, which we integrate with, so you can pick up your work. But let's jump in and let's grab hold of a PDF here. And it's going to take us to the PageProof proof setup screen. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on here, but essentially this screen is split in two. Left-hand side, this is information about the proof. So you've got name and all these different things inside of here. And then over on the right-hand side, you've got the people that are going to review the proof. And then this feature here called checklists, which I'll go through in a moment. One thing I will point out over on the left-hand side here, of course, you've got deadlines, but one thing I wanted to point out was this great little feature here. Everyone loves this, which is automated reminders. So there's nothing worse than sitting in silence and just wondering, hey, who's looking at my proofs? Are they doing anything? This is going to chase people for you, so you don't need to be wondering anymore. And of course, with the way we track things, you can see live who has opened the proof and all those sorts of things. So that is the nice feature there. Now, over on the right-hand side, if you are looking at your reviewers, these are people that can leave feedback on your work. You can go add reviewers and type in email addresses, that's fine. Or if you're doing a regular cadence back and forward with a team, either internally in your organization or maybe with anyone else, you can create a workflow, and that workflow can be saved as a template, and it can just pop up on screen like this. And this workflow essentially is going to move the proof from step to step to step. So in this case, it's going to start in creative. Once those people have looked at it and left their feedback, then it's going to go to the product team. Once they've done their work, it'll go to the legal team, etc. So these sequential workflows, different roles and permissions, but extremely powerful in moving the work for you. And then checklists, you can add a checklist to your proof, and this guides the reviewer through what they need to do. And this pops up on screen when you open the proof for the first time. And these checklists, they can look like this, for example. So if you're doing packaging design, you can give them a checklist and the reviewer goes, ah, okay, right, I need to check that, I need to check that, I need to check that. So it's a great guide for the reviewer to do their proofing. Okay, so let's take a look. I can send this out, but let's take a look at what that looks like once the reviewer opens up the proof. So here we have the PageProof proofing screen. So if you arrive here for the very first time, we will take you through a walkthrough. Tools are on the left-hand side, content is in the center, finished button when you're finished. That's it. So, and the checklist here showing me what I need to do. So let's mark this up. Now grab hold of this pen tool, and you can do some basic markup, like I'll just drag over this little area here, and then I can write a comment, and in the comment I can say, hey, let's replace this, and then I can choose the file on my computer that I like to give to the designer, so I can do that via this comment and then add that onto the proof. If I look at the zoom tool here, so we're going to zoom in a bit closer, I can see the spelling is in terrible shape. So I can grab hold of the highlight pen, and with that I can just highlight over the copy. We put the copy up into the comment, and then the reviewer can go through and they can suggest the changes they would like you to make. So they just simply come in and fix it for you. That also works on blocks of copy as well. So you can go in and grab an entire block of copy and make those changes if you want to. So I'll just trim this down. Features in the commenting, you've got @mention if you want to mention others and have a conversation. You can see there's a reply here, so you can reply to each other's comments. So we take care of all of that. And there's also a freehand drawing pen. Don't fret, for those people who like to draw. There is a drawing pen, so you can say, hey, that needs to go there, and maybe this guy needs to smile. So you can just move, put that in there. Okay, so I've added all of my feedback to the proof. And now I can go to the finished button and I can make my decision. So inside of here, I just choose changes, please. And that would submit my decision back. And in the case of Monday, it would update all the details and everything, but I won't be talking about that. Okay, so a few advanced tools in here. So let's have a look. You've got brand checks you can do. So you can see this is a 5-color print job. So you can see it's got that down here. You've also got the fonts listed here as well. So you can make sure that Comic Sans is not being used, and just make sure you're using all the brand fonts. If you are into color separations, we do have a color separation viewer in here as well. So all the print nerds love this bit. I do, I'm a print nerd. So you can go through and look at how the work is going to separate, and you can even join the plates together if you want to. And if you're really into finding out about ink densities and things, we've got an ink density viewer built in as well. So all of those things are covered. If you're working with social posts and you've got QR codes or barcodes on your proofs, so saving you having to do this to your computer, you can come into our magic tools and you can say barcode scanner. The barcode scanner will scan all the work, and then it's going to highlight for you exactly what it sees. So in this case, it sees that QR code and shows me the destination. And if I want to, I can click onto here and say open a new tab, and that will show me what the destination looks like. I can check all these things. A couple of little small other things in here. We've got like, a ruler tool, grid lines, and we can even import comments from a PDF. If you've got someone down the hallway who loves using Acrobat for some reason, don't know why, you can say that's fine, and you can just import their comments onto here if you want to. Okay, so let's jump now into the Adobe integration, because I think this is sent this back. Now here we are inside of Adobe InDesign, and you'll see over on the right hand side, I've got a PageProof panel here. So this PageProof panel, that's installed. It's installed from the Adobe Creative Cloud Marketplace. It's a free plugin, and this gives you access to PageProof inside of your Adobe tools. So this panel supports InDesign, which we're looking at, Illustrator. If you love illustrations, Illustrator is supported, Photoshop. If you're doing video, Premiere Pro, and After Effects. So the features I'm going to show you here are covered in all of those apps. Now, what you can do here is you can see all the comments. So these are all the comments from PageProof showing up inside of my design tool. And if I click onto the comment, it shows the markup on top of the artwork, which is, for a designer, the best brief in the world. They can now go through and make these changes. And once you make the change, you'll see there's a checkbox here to say done. So say, yep, that's done, and then move on to the next one. So if I look at this copy change here, what I can do with this copy change is I can just say, yes, I'd like that changed. But there's a button in the panel down here that says it's going to replace the text. So I just click on that button and it makes the text change for me. So I don't need to go through and do a retype or a copy paste. And that same thing works for blocks of copy as well. I can just say, hey, replace text, boom, and it just changes that for me. So go through, make all the changes that you want, and then very simply, you can upload a new version directly from here. So I can just say, upload new version, just click on the button right here, and that will say, let's upload a new version, and it will pop it up into PageProof and send that out. So that is what you can do with this. Now, I did promise you that I was going to show you something that is coming out next week. So let's do that now. A big part of what you just saw there was I could change text in InDesign. Great. But what if I've got attachments that someone's attached into my comments? What if I want to put them into the layout? No problem. So these attachments here that are attached to this comment, I can click onto them. Shows me the attachments. There's a download button here. Great. What's this button? Place. Interesting. So click on place. And then it says, hey, where do you want to save those attachments? It brings those into InDesign and then loads up the cursor with those attachments. So there they are. And I can simply come in and say, place it there, click, place it there, boom. So those are the attachments from that comment now placed into my design. It's a super cool feature and is coming out next week. Changed the way a lot of designers work, I feel. So this is a great new way, and you see it here first. Okay, switching back now. Let's jump in and take a quick look at some different media types. Well, in fact, actually, I'm going to quickly show you the compare feature. So versioning, we take care of versioning. It's all built into the product, so you can look at the previous version. So here we have previous version of the proof. I can see all the markup here. There's a compare button here, which goes into compare mode side by side, so you can check the differences between the two. That's what we asked for. That's what we got. There's a smart compare feature here. Click on smart compare, overlays the two, flashes them in red, and you can even go into like a high contrast mode if you want to, so you can see where the differences are between the two. And for those people that prefer like a slider tool, you can slide between the versions as well, so you can see those right before your eyes. So some of the more advanced features of the platform which really enhance your proofing. Okay, last couple of minutes here. Video. So here we are in a video player. You can go into nice dark mode if you want it. So this is the new PageProof video player. So you can see again, the tools are on the left-hand side. I've got a finish button in the bottom corner and the player's showing in here. So I click on the play button here, the video starts playing. I can just grab hold of the pen tool and I can just draw directly on the video and write my comment. What that does is it puts a marker on the timeline here and also puts the markup on the video itself. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, actually, this spans over time. So you can even grab this. Pull that out if you want to. So that's part of the process. You can switch to SMPTE time code if you want to do that. That's something new. So you can see those time codes if you want it. There's a full screen mode here. There's the ability to speed up and slow it down. And as a bonus, these comments that you see here, they synchronize back into Premiere Pro and After Effects. So your video editor gets the same sort of features as we saw with InDesign, but for video. So that's a pretty cool one. And then lastly, HTML proofing. This is a boutique German car company. This is the live website and it's running in PageProof. Well, running with PageProof wrapped around it. So you can actually go through and you can click in the website and use the website as much as you like. So you can go through and look at different things and scroll through the site if you want to. But I want to check this on an iPad. So down the bottom here, I can just say, hey, show me this on an iPad size screen. And we force the HTML into an iPad size screen, or maybe you want to look at it in a phone size screen. So there we have it. To leave feedback, just grab the pen tool and you can just draw directly on the HTML and leave your comments. So it's just showing what you can do with HTML content. Super useful and really great for doing those website reviews. We also support banner ads and those sorts of things as well. Now on my PageProof dashboard, you can see I've got a wide range of different features here. So websites, Word documents, PowerPoint presentations, Figma prototypes, even audio if you want to do podcast proofing, the works. Everything is supported. So that's a demonstration of the PageProof platform. There is a lot more to it, but that just gives you a good sense of how we take proofing of your creative assets and make it something that with a very powerful tool to gather your feedback from your team. All right, switch back out.
Oh, I think you're on mute, Gina.
You're on mute.
There we go. That was outstanding. I'll say for the second time. And in case anyone's wondering, Marcus may do a few of these demonstrations every now and then. That was very apparent. And yeah, I continue to be blown away by the length and breadth of the PageProof platform. So what we're going to do now, folks, if that wasn't enough, is we're going to talk a little bit more about where Monday comes into the picture. And so what we've just dealt with and seen is the PageProof platform itself. Now we want to talk a little bit about the PageProof integration into Monday.com. And in a moment, Natalia is going to do a second demo that's going to provide the details on that. And really what she's going to show is how you can take the advanced proofing that you saw in PageProof and see how that's really available from within Monday.com, just as it was within Adobe, the way Marcus demonstrated. And you'll see that two-way integration. You'll see the streamlined setup of a proofing task from Monday into PageProof, and you'll see how obvious and intuitive the PageProof piece of the process is, and that it fits very easily into your standard Monday.com creative workflows. So really, that's the next step in the journey. So I'm going to hand over to Natalia in a moment, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about a company we call Evergreen Adventure Tours. It's one of her companies, shall we say, and it has a marketing department, and they have many tasks to perform, and she's going to walk us through one of them. And the first one she's going to talk us through is the process of initiating an event and the creative tasks for that event. So I will stop sharing myself and hand over the reins to Natalia, who is one of our solution consultants and also focuses on PageProof implementations in addition to Monday. Take it away, Natalia.
Thank you, Gadan. Hi, everyone. My name is Natalia. I have been working with Monday, specifically with creative teams, for quite a number of years now. So I love Monday just as itself, but now with the addition of PageProof, it's a no-brainer for creative teams to take this on. So I will be starting, with initiating the event on the Monday board. So if we look over here, you'll see this board that I have created for Evergreen Adventure Tours. As you see, this board is split up into different groups, depending on the project status. For this demo, we're going to be focusing on this outdoor movie night event that is upcoming and it is actually due tomorrow. So you can see we have name of the event. We have these 3 people column in which we can assign a project manager, an approver, and somebody who may just need to be informed on the project. We'll have our overall project status as well as our PageProof status, which comes up as a summary from our sub items, which we'll get to in a second. Our final due date, and then our completion date. So you'll see the ones that have the little star, those are going to be the ones that you want to make sure are filled out. And some of these are going to be necessary information that we'll be using to create our proof. So now if we get into our sub items, you'll see that for outdoor movie night, we want to create a graphic for social media. And we also want to create an email blast. We're going to be focusing just on the graphic for this demo. But similarly to our project manager, approver, and informed columns, we have our designer here. So we know who is going to be working on this, this graphic, this asset. We have the type of asset that it is, our designer due date, which is different from our final due date. And you can see this little circle that's filled in here. It shows that it's due today. And we still have a little sliver here that'll show us that the final due date is tomorrow. So that's another visual indicator that'll help us know when something is due or upcoming. We have our working file that we can click into on Monday if we wanted to get a bigger look at that. We have our message to our viewers, and this is going to be important when we go to create our proof. And then if we scroll here, we'll see that you have a variety of columns that have this P in the front. This is showing that this is information that is coming from PageProof and will just be automatically updated as our proof is going through its steps. So once we have our designer due date and our working file and our message to reviewers, that's when we know that we're ready to start our proof. So there are two ways in which we can create a proof through Monday. You can either hover over the ellipsis here, go down to apps and click create proof, or we can go into our update section and head over to our PageProof item view. Once we're here, we'll be able to create the proof, which will then take you over to PageProof once we click on create here. But before it goes over to PageProof, we just want to make sure that you have all the information. So you'll see the name is coming from the name that we put here. Our designer due date is the one that we originally had placed in our designer due date, as well as our message to reviewer and our graphic. So we'll go ahead and click create, and this will take us over to PageProof, and it'll show us the initial page where we can see the information that's regarding to the proof. So here's the name, here's the message to reviewer that we had on our Monday board, as well as our due date. That was all transferred over. You'll see that it created tags based off of the name of the file. And you can see here, this reference is what's keeping it connected to Monday. And all of this is automatic coming from your Monday board into PageProof. Then we'll have our reviewers, our owners, and our checklist. So like Marcus was saying, you can either type in who your reviewers are, or if you have a template already, you can go ahead and add that in for your reviewers. The owner is typically going to be the person who is creating the proof, but you can always add another owner if need be. And then you can add in your checklist as well. And then once you have all of this set up, you'll want to send over the proof. And as this is loading, if we head back over to our slide here, you'll see that we just generated our proof and we're almost ready to mark up our proof. But if we head over to our Monday board, you'll see that as that was being created, it now shows all this information that wasn't here prior. So now our PageProof status is in proofing. We're in our first version of the proof, and there are no comments yet. So both total comments and total comments completed is marked as 0. And we now have a link to our proof. So we don't even have to log into PageProof to be able to get that link to head over there. We can just get onto our Monday board and see all of this information right there under our event name. So if we head back over to PageProof, we're going to say okay, and we just so that you can see how quickly it all connects, we're going to open this up back here by clicking on our link, and it'll take us directly to our proof. You see how our checklist popped up, and I'm not going to get too into the weeds, so we'll just mark this up real quickly so we can see how it talks to our Monday board. I'll just add a couple of different comments here. Okay. And then if we head back over to our proof, you'll see that now there are 2 comments which have been made, but they have yet to be completed. So this all happens very quickly. It's all live updates as we're doing this. And then as we continue on, let's scooch that over for there. I'm going to say that I'm finished. Changes, please. And then that would send it over to who our reviewer is. So for this case, I'm just going to go over here and return the to-do list. Leave as marked. Just so that we can see on this side, now it's at to-dos requested. So the PageProof status will automatically update as it goes through the motion. And if you notice, it moved over to our in progress, showing that this graphic, this project, it's now has officially started, that it's moving and it's shaking, and we don't have to worry about remembering to move it to a different group. So we get that clarity and ease live as to where things are being moved to. So once we have all of that, we will send this over to our editor. They'll make any of the changes, and then it can be approved or not, or if it has to go back to double changes, like Marcus showed. You can have the compare feature. So this was a previous graphic that was made. This was the first version. There were edits to be made. And then they came back and we had our second version, which we compared side by side. We could see all the differences, and this was approved. If we go back real quick to the one that we were working on, I'm just going to mark it as approved for this demo purpose. And if you head back over here, you'll see that it's now approved. Now you may have noticed it didn't move over to our done section, and that's because our email blast was not done. So this project overall is still in progress, but we know just by being able to look at this parent level that one out of the two assets that have been completed are done because of the green that we can see, and then you can open it up and see those details, and just go back into it. When we look over here, now that it's been approved, you may notice that our final approved file was automatically uploaded. That was just another feature that PageProof has and working with Monday to automatically upload that approved file into its respective column. And then you can see that our completion date automatically updated as well, and this was all based off of just changing the status to approved from our PageProof side. But this is just showing you that although a lot may be happening in PageProof, you can just look at your Monday board here and you can see all of these changes and updates that are happening. Let's say that this email blast was also approved. You'll see that then that will move into our done section here with both of them being approved. And now our completion date has also been filled out here on the parent item, seeing that both sub-items have been completed. So having, the combination between Monday and how everyone has this visibility, even if they don't have a PageProof seat, being able to just have everything in one place is a great tool to have for any creative team. You eliminate that back and forth that you get in your emails of having to find all that feedback and making sure that everybody is on the same page. So between PageProof and Monday, you almost don't even have to go back to your emails, and we can just stick to one location.
Great. Take a break, Natalia. All right, excellent. I'm sure that everyone saw what Marcus was referring to, is that they're not really a point-to-point integration. We're really overlapping these two platforms in multiple ways, and you can see the same information in both. And it almost feels like you're not jumping around from platform to platform, and that's really the hallmark of this type of integration. And you can see how kind of naturally it fits into the Monday workflow process itself. So at this point, everyone's seeing a deep dive into PageProof and the breadth and depth of functionality that is, or at least the tip of the iceberg of the functionality of what's available. We've seen an example of how that functionality is brought to bear in a typical creative workflow that starts in Monday, that flows backwards and forwards with PageProof in a very seamless way. And we've seen how that feels very natural and really provides an extra layer of functionality specific to proofing above and beyond the Monday workflow. And now what we'd like to do is just shift gears a little bit, and we will resume the boring PowerPoint, I guess, at this point. And we can talk through, hopefully everyone can see this, what we have to offer everyone today. And I'm going to hand it over to Justin, whom you met earlier on, to talk a little bit about kind of the special limited time offer we have around licensing and professional services. Go ahead, Justin.
Awesome. Great. Well, Marcus, Natalia, amazing job. It was awesome just kind of seeing everything, in action, seeing how it plays out. So some may be wondering, okay, how does Purple Plum, come into the mix? What do we do? And so ultimately, we are a team of experts that work with our clients to really help with their workflows, to really make sure that, if they're using Monday.com or a PageProof, that they're really being able to use it to the full capacity. And so that's where our team comes in to really help and guide customers through that process. So specifically with PageProof, we have a couple different professional service packages that we are offering. So as you see here, we have a basic and advanced. So essentially the basic, it's really to work alongside of you to get up and running, to provide you some training, so to help with the initial setup, with your PageProof integration and licensing, but then also just to be able to help you with the proofing approval side, that implementation side. Usually about 2 weeks in terms of the timeline that we'd work with you. And then the advanced is everything in the basic, but it's more implementation. We offer a strategic workshop with you, more of an advanced proofing and approval workflow implementation. We also include, and I'll show this in a minute here, a complimentary advanced creative workflow template, but also a couple different workflow guides for you. In addition, we're also giving a discount for additional Purple Plum professional services with us. So those are the couple of packages that we're offering with our partnership with PageProof. And so just to kind of go into some of those examples. So this is actually a couple of examples of a creative workflow template that we have created. So this is something that our team would actually work with you to create this. And so you can see that canvas on the left-hand side, and then a couple of templates on the right-hand side. So these are things that our team does to really help you. So, and then this is our implementation guide. So actually created by Natalia. They look very nice. And these are actually Monday docs within the Monday platform. So that's a living, breathing document. So a page-proof guide that she has created, but also the workflow guide as well. So really nicely done. This would be, here to assist you, in your page-proof integration. So I think we have another one there, Gideon, I believe. Yes, the most important. Like, what do I get? So we had to twist Marcus's arm a little bit here, but today we're offering, for a limited time offer, 10% discount on any new PageProof licenses through us, but also our Purple Plum PageProof professional services package. So you'll actually get 10% off of the packages that we just talked through, and any additional Purple Plum professional services. So it's available for a limited time offer as a thank you for being a part of this webinar, for seeing it. Really excited to work with you and help your business. So this is the best way to get in contact if you're interested, if this was really intriguing for you today. This is my contact information. You'll be getting a hold of me, so you can email me. My email's there. That's my direct phone number. But also just check out who we are at Purple Plum. Check out our website. It has a lot of amazing information about what we do and how we're helping other businesses in different industries. So feel free to check that out. But for your PageProof help, I am here for you. So feel free to reach out to me, and if you'd like to learn more. So, and I think that wraps it up for the most part. Get on if you want to.
Yep, absolutely.
But yeah.
I think let's see if we have any questions. I haven't had a chance to look at the chat. If anyone is moderating.
I think it's quiet. No questions initially. I think Marcus and Natalia knocked it out of the park. So, but we can open it up if anybody has a question. So, if I don't see anything in the chat as of now.
So, again, we want to thank, everyone that has participated. This is a really neat use case and a very powerful integration. And we're excited to continue working with Marcus and his team. And for all you Monday.com customers out there that are in any way close to needing help with proofing or just approvals in general that go outside of the four walls of your Monday account, PageProof is a really versatile add-on to your existing Monday.com account and can really bring disparate teams together, even if they're not directly involved in creative and marketing processes. The approval piece alone adds a lot of value, and even from a total cost of owner perspective, can really be advantageous. So reach out to Justin, reach out to us, and we look forward to sharing more about Monday.com for marketing and PageProof, and hopefully we'll be talking soon.
Awesome. Yeah, actually, I realized that the chat was disabled, so I think I'm working on that to see if anybody does have one.
All right.
So I think you go to the Q&A and you can ask questions in the Q&A. I think that
the Q&A over there.
Yes. So I think if
We're not doing a webinar for Zoom, right? We're just doing a webinar for Monday and PageProof.
that's right. So yeah, so maybe a second here to, if anybody has questions, they can answer it in the Q&A. Let's see if do that. Let's see here.
Okay, I think we can call it a wrap. I'm sure people
Cool.
at this point know how to reach out to us. And thanks everyone for your time. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday or Wednesday in the case of Marcus.
Thank you very much, everyone. Very
Yeah,
excited
thanks,
about
sir.
this.
All right,
Okay.
thank you, everyone. All right, take care.